All 159 counties in Georgia are pushing through a statewide risk-limiting audit to tally election ballots by hand. Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger announced the audit earlier this week. He says they need to check paper ballots against machine ballots to ensure the accuracy of those machines. Chatham County's tally involves a two-step process, a verbal count and a manual one. Runners deliver batches of about 100 ballots to audit board staff members. They then work in teams of two, one person reading the vote aloud and the second sorting it based on who the vote is for. The County Board of Elections head Tom Mahoney is confident they can count every ballot before Wednesday's deadline.
I think you're going to continue to see that momentum and those people come in across the country because they realize what's at stake.
It will get a lot of attention like no other special election that I can remember.
The county allows at least 2 monitors from each party to watch the process.
Also in Georgia, the road to a runoff begins. 2 races that will decide which party holds power in the Senate next year. Incumbent Republican Senators David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler face Democratic challengers Jon Ossoff and Reverend Raphael Warnock. With the Senate's balance of power now on the line, Democrats and Republicans are already visiting the Peach State to rally support and, of course, to raise money.
I think you're going to continue to see that momentum and those people come in across the country because they realize what's at stake.
It will get a lot of attention like no other special election that I can remember.
Tuesday, January 5th, is Election Day for both of those runoff races in Georgia, just days, of course, before the presidential inauguration.
Here to talk more now about what's happening in Georgia with the recounts and more is anchor Ben Singer from our News Nation station in Savannah. Ben, thanks for joining us. Folks in Georgia not necessarily used to being in play like this. I'm wondering what the response has been. The AP hasn't called it yet for Biden. Other outlets have. What's the word from voters down there about flipping blue?
Yeah, in fact, just today, Joe, the race was called by some news outlets in favor of the Biden camp, so making Georgia a blue state for the first time in a very long time, a longer time than many people can remember. So I really would say that there is a mix of emotions here. Obviously, we have the elation of those Democratic organizers that were, so happy to have accomplished something. You have people who are really not wanting this result to stand. We're a couple blocks from a main intersection here in Savannah, in Chatham County. People are still waving Trump flags in that main intersection on these days after the race has been, after Biden has been projected the winner. So clearly there's those folks. There are some other folks in the Republican Party that we've been talking to in recent days that are a little uncomfortable with any efforts by Republican lawmakers or other party officials to sort of undermine the results that we've seen so far. So there really is sort of a tension that is kind of hard to come to grips with because as you're just running into people around town, you don't really know, what end of the spectrum people are on and how they're really going to react to what's happened so far.
How big is the story, Ben, in Georgia about the Stacey Abrams storyline from 2018 and that impact on this election?
She is getting so much credit, of course, around the country, but absolutely here in Georgia. That was a very close gubernatorial race that she lost in that last election to our current governor, Brian Kemp. And she has mobilized some 800,000 voters in this state alone. And that momentum, according to local officials who have worked with her organization, they feel like that momentum is here to stay. They're saying, with what they've seen based on this election cycle, that Georgia could be a battleground state in the years to come.
So I'm not sure. I think the count is at about 14,000 right now. We've had a long time to count all of these ballots. Now we're looking at a recount. I'm curious, Ben, are folks there have they had enough? Is it in the rearview mirror? Do they wish this were over? Or are they looking forward to the next 6 weeks of more campaigning?
That is a great question. I will say just in our household, all of y'all in many other parts of the country, the ads have stopped. They have not stopped here. As you've been reporting, the infusion of money from outside sources is in full effect here in Georgia now. So every commercial break and in all of the local stations here, that's what you're seeing. I had my 5th grader asking me today, who are you all going to vote for in this runoff? Because it seems like all the candidates are terrible. So those ads are not only about the election, they are the attack style ads that are really trying to sway people, I guess, more with fear maybe a lot of people around here would like to see a little more hopeful outlook, at least as far as the ads are concerned.
Well, my guess is, folks, we'll be talking a little bit about golf, at least for the next few days, with Augusta being just a little bit north of you there in Savannah. But other than that, it's all politics. Ben Singer, great to see you, my friend. Thanks for your time.
You bet.